Welcome to WCOBM. On this episode of Geeks Are Sexy, we're going to be talking about buying and selling online. You buy a lot online, don't you?
I buy a lot online. I buy everything online except for maybe the food we eat.
But what if you could buy as much as you sell online and make money at the end of the year?
Then you'd have a business.
Oh, well, let's get started and talk about that on this episode of Geeks Are Sexy. Thanks for joining us on Geeks Are Sexy. I'm your host, Michelle Roxy Davis. Don't forget to follow Geeks Are Sexy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So many of us are making purchasing decisions online, and more than ever before is making and selling and trading stuff online. I have here expert Gene Woods. He does a lot of online buying.
Expert now.
I would like to say so because you do a lot of that on Facebook, Craigslist, stuff like that. We're going to go over each of them, several of them, and kind of talk about what the difference is. So let's get started. So Gene, you started off with Craigslist. You loved looking at eBay, Craigslist.
I think I started probably on eBay, just looking for things, whether it was car parts or whiskey bottle collection that I have. I don't drink, but I collect, race car whiskey bottles.
You like to look at the value of things.
Yeah, it's an education more than anything.
Yeah, check out antiques. And so when you were looking at stuff and you kind of found that Craigslist was really good, there's actually like a Craigslist Las Vegas page on Facebook even.
Well, I think if you're looking for something specifically that you want right now, you look locally.
Okay.
If you want to order it online and get it in, I mean, you can shop on eBay or any of the other marketing sites out there. Probably the newest favorite one is the Facebook Marketplace because it's targeted locally and people are listing stuff and it has a search engine on it that you can say, hey, I want a new pair of socks, and it'll bring up all the socks.
And so you've actually sold cars online. You've been posting stuff online that you sell, and you buy stuff on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
What is it like with Facebook and the meet and greet aspect? Or do you do everything online? They send you packages and stuff like that?
No, the Facebook is pretty much, it's a personal deal where you communicate back and forth, come to some type of agreement, and then you arrange a time and a place to meet and look at the item and arrange the purchase.
See, I'd just be thinking as a female, I'm kind of leery of meeting people face to face. So that's why any transactions where I can just purchase and then they send it to me, I feel like I'm safer in those grounds. But for you, that'd be comfortable for you.
Well, I didn't say, and I think that is one of the holes in the system is the safety aspect of,
Right.
There could be so many things that could go wrong.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to purchase a car and the guy says, hey, bring me $5,000 cash,
Right.
and you meet him in some strange parking lot and they roll you,
That's true.
that's why there's safety standards. That's why eBay has their buyer market and all the things that eBay has that keep you safe.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because we were actually at Vicky's. We were looking at the Sunday. I found this digital marketplace ad that is fabulous, and it has tips for safe transactions. So it says in-person meetings are safest in public places. Never hurts to bring a friend, but buyers shouldn't, like you say, pay in advance, wire money, use personal certified cashier's checks, and sellers should verify that bills received in cash payments are legit and not counterfeit. That's a big one.
Yeah.
If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Make sure all items have user-taken photos, sensibly pricing, and detailed descriptions. And when possible, test any item before handling over the payment. That's really important too. Test driving a car, you want to make sure that everything runs thoroughly before you pay for it.
It's like anything, you do your due diligence before you purchase the product, and that includes almost a mini background check on the person you're buying it from because you never know. I mean, there's so much fraud online that you really have to be careful. And I think if anybody watched the show prior to yours, Mac Jackson, you know.
No,
he's
absolutely.
He's the cyber guy, and there's a huge void in this system that could be a problem. So you really have to, take your time.
Also for businesses, buying and selling, let's talk about Groupon, because the Gene Woods Racing Experience, Groupon is like the number one seller is for your go-kart racing. And how has that established and worked for your business?
Well, obviously the online sales are great because the majority of our customers here at the go-kart track come from out of town. They're tourists. 95% of our business is tourism. So they book before they get here, and they do it online, so they see our reviews, they see our videos, they read about us, they look at our facility, and then they make that decision to purchase when they come here.
So buying stuff online is also great for tourists when you want to look at stuff and look at reviews. And honestly, I love the fact that that Facebook, like you said, is grasping out, because a lot of people have taken notice to that because so many people are on Facebook.
Well, the Facebook thing is really cool because they have different seller groups that you're linked to. So, like I said, if you're into the cars, you belong to all these groups of cars, and then it brings up all the stuff that people have posted for sale.
That's true. Let's talk about some apps I'm going to go over real quick with you guys and kind of explain to you the differences in the digital marketplace. So let's get started with that. The first one we're going to talk about is the loose structure. That's Facebook Marketplace, and it's an app store rating, which it has a snapshot of dominant social media platforms. It jumps into the game, which was October, inviting nearly 2 billion users to buy and sell on the app. And it lists and pinpoints on a map items in your area when you click on the marketplace, and compared with other apps in the space, descriptions often are lacking, but good to know Facebook is acting merely as connective tissue in your transaction, having nothing to do with facilitating payment, delivery, or disputes. And the site may have more than 1 billion users, but only about 600,000 follow its marketplace. So let's talk about the tight structure. That's Mercery, and they have a 3.5 stars. Spreading from Japan to the US, United Kingdom, Mercery charges no fees for listing, gives the seller the option to pay for shipping, which can make even for strangest items, confetti, cake, batter, floam. Anyone? Yeah, much more appealing. Another selling point is that payments get held until buyers confirm that items are as advertised. So shoot straight, because they can rate you with a frowny face. And good to know the list of prohibited conduct is extensive, including in-person transactions, suggested traders, and shipping internationally. Also, Mercery reserves the right to permanently ban users who violate the rules. Let's talk about in-person exchange. That's Letgo. It has a 4.5 rating, and variety might be the newcomer's biggest strength, to maybe image recognition that automatically titles and tags items, or a commercializer that creates instant video ads. Scanning popular finds in the area, you can also search by category. There was a 2005 Toyota Tundra going for $1,500, a pair of Air Jordan 12S for $95, and a $300 bounce house. Buyers click photos to ask questions or make offers, and handoffs are arranged through a private chat feature. Good to know is this app is about to face-to-face transactions, so it discourages shipping. To give buyers a sense of how far they have to travel, the app provides an approximate location of wherever sale items are posted. The next we have is also an in-person exchange. That's OfferUp, and it has a 4.5 rating stars. Billing itself as the biggest mobile marketplace for local buyers and sellers, OfferUp claims that the listing takes just 30 seconds using a smart device, and reviews back that up. The customer's GPS location brings up a bevy of nearby possibilities, through some reviews warm of local items that turn out to be in other states, especially when it comes to vehicles. Good to know for those who worry about meeting up with an unknown seller, the app offers an identity checking feature called True You, which requires a selfie-scanned driver's license or passport and a verified Facebook profile. The next we have up is a niche offering, and that's Poshmark. It has a 4 rating stars, and if fashion resale is your bag and you're sick of in-store consignment, Poshmark is your app. It boasts over more than 5,000 brands in every size and deep discounts, with about $1 million in new merchandise added daily. 8 photos per listing can be uploaded to really show off that a Prada loafer or vintage clutch and the artistry is worth your time. The best poshers build followers who loyally shop their listings, and you can meet your peers through virtual posh parties. Good to know. Credits from sales can be used to buy. The app takes a $2.95 flat commission on sales under $15 and 20% on everything else, and buyers will be factoring in $5.95 for shipping. There are some listings for men and children, but this marketplace is dominated by women. Woo! The next one we have is 5 Miles, and that's smorgasbord on the list. So App Rating Store gives it a 4.5 stars. Not just an online marketplace, this app is a switchboard that connects to residential listings, job postings, deals, and goods and services all within 5 miles of your location. You can add voice descriptions to photos to your posts, and any updates you will make will bump your listing to the top of the head. So there are tabs for free and dominated materials and requests of wanted items if you're looking for an authentic Paula Abdul straight-up poster. Good to know. As while the 5-mile radius is charming, the app allows for widening the radius significantly. From there you can sort by proximity, relevance, price, or rectness of the posting. And last but not least is the smorgasbord for the C+ for Craigslist, giving it 5 stars. An offshoot of Craigslist is C+, is the highest rating selling app on iTunes. The ability to flag fraudulent postings as spam alleviates fears of scammers, and the app also profiles customization, letting users mark their favorite ads so they can save items and quickly compare to other offers across multiple cities. And in order to get the best deal possible, the viewers can be customized too, from a photo grid to a product map. So good to know is users must be at least 17 to download, as they may encounter infrequent, mild sexual content and nudity, and that's probably due to the dating ads, as you can search along with jobs, garage sales, and other classifieds too. So I hope you guys have learned a little bit in the digital marketplace. And Jean, if you had any advice for anyone who'd be interested in buying or selling online and they didn't have any knowledge of where to begin, what would you tell them?
I would tell them start small, take your time, do a lot of research, don't jump at things, be very careful.
And from eBay, Craigslist, Facebook, which one would you say would be
I would say
the
eBay,
best one to try?
eBay is the most established site. They've set up the most safety factors for people, from getting burned on a deal to covering you to being insured. They really have their stuff together. The other stuff is relatively new. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it has a lot of holes in it at this point.
So when you were having something that was for sale for a large price and you kind of felt like some faulty deals were in action, what were some of the messages you received?
Well, like anything, when you put you'll list something online for sale and immediately get inquiries about it. Hey, I want to send you a cashier's check for $5,000 more, or
Right.
PayPal me. If you're buying something, they want you to PayPal it, or they want you to Western Union, or they want you to do anything out of the norm that you look at and you go, I could lose my money.
Right.
There's a chance you're going to lose your money.
I definitely think someone should get a mentor or someone who's used to this kind of buying and selling before they make a large transaction.
No, absolutely. I think really the only safe platform to make a large transaction is I would have to say eBay.
eBay, yeah. And eBay is actually, it has an app. You can do it over your phone now. Super easy. Awesome. So the digital marketplace, I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Don't forget, Geeks Are Sexy is live on WCOBM every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. And thanks, Jean, for being my guest.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks. All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. You're watching Geeks Are Sexy.